April the 10th at UFC 273, the most talked about prospect in the history of mixed martial arts will return to the main card in the octagon. 27-year-old Swedish welterweight Wolf Khamzat Chimaev finally gets the big fight with top Brazilian jiu-jitsuer Gilbert Burns. Despite the fact that the fight will have a status of only the third most important event, the organizers made it a 5-round event. The fight, in fact, will be very interesting and intriguing. Burns hasn't been seen for a long time, and I didn't really follow him, but this is a very serious opponent. It's not clear what form he's in now, but for Chimaev, this will be a real test. If Burns, whom we saw not so long ago, comes out at his peak, then this will be a very good test for Chimaev. And after this victory, many will stop saying that Chimaev only defeats those that no one knows. So this could be a very good fight. How will it end? Well, I think that Chimaev will have the same plan, to go out and destroy. But Burns is a different fighter. I hope he'll give a completely different challenge to Chimaev. And if you can imagine that if Chimaev starts moving Burns in the same way as his other previous opponents, then it's just scary to think what'll happen next with the entire top division. Chimaev could have already fought for the title, but health problems disrupted the active schedule of the Swede's performance. The 27-year-old welterweight appeared in the cage in October 2021 and quickly finished Chinese striker Li Jingliang. Before that, the American veteran Gerald Meerschaert suffered at the hands of the Chechen Wolf. With a record of 10-0 and a 100% record of early victories, Khamzat is approaching the first 5-round fight of his career. Chimaev got an opponent who's many times stronger and more versatile than previous rivals. However, the Swedish welterweight has something to offer an experienced opponent. First, the Wolf is much larger than Burns. His height is 188 centimeters and his arms are huge. With such dimensions, the prospect can fight 1 or even 2 weight categories higher. In training, he successfully fights heavyweights and never gets tired. It seems that cardio is also a strong point but so far we've not seen him in prolonged fights. Secondly, Chimaev can become the first opponent of Gilbert, who's stronger than him on the ground. Stylistically, the Swede vaguely resembles former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. He quickly executes a takedown and dominates his opponent from above. Khamzat alternates between ground and pound work and submissions. The Wolf is very strong physically and doesn't make mistakes in terms of technique. The 27-year-old welterweight has won the Swedish Freestyle Wrestling Championship 3 times. At the same time, the main difference between Chimaev and Khabib is that he's much more diverse in the cage, but the fight should still be difficult. It feels like this is his time, and in principle, Burns has nothing special to oppose against Chimaev in order to defeat him. I'm basing this on what I see. Chimaev is really good, and not because his opponents were weak. In general, I think Chimaev will get an early victory. Burns has problems with functionality. He sits down in the last rounds. Yes, Burns is one of the best grapplers in the division, who in addition has a strong punch. Gilbert's not easy to take to the ground and even more difficult to catch him in a submission. However, the Swede is much larger than the Latin American counterpart. I think that the difference in physical strength will be noticeable. Khamzat is even able to throw heavyweights. If the Wolf doesn't pick up significant punches in the first minutes of the meeting, then he'll seize the initiative, and he'll do what he can to very well smash his rival. And bookmakers, by the way, immediately after the fight was officially announced, rolled out amazing odds. The odds for Chimaev's victory are around 1.30, and for the victory of Gilbert Burns, it's already about 3.75. But the Brazilian fighter is sure of his victory. He gave a prediction for his fight against Chimaev. In particular, he stated that Chimaev has not yet met with a rival of his caliber, and in this, he's right. In addition, Burns expressed confidence that the fight will not go the whole distance. The ideal scenario is I go out and knock this guy out. I don't know if it'll be a submission or a knockout, but I'll finish him in the 2nd or 3rd round. And Khamzat Chimaev answered Burns in an interview on the MMA Hour. He said, "We can wrestle or stand up. He doesn't know what I'll do. He's under stress. Now he's had big drama in his head and he thinks about it. When you listen to him, you understand that the guy is finished. He said that he knows 2 secrets of Russian wrestlers. How the hell can you learn to wrestle in 2 to 3 months? No way. Even in his dreams, he cannot bring me down to earth. Burns knows this. The guys who were in my gym also trained with him. I don't know what they told him, but I beat them all and he knows it. He is scared," Chimaev said. Everyone's interested about how he'll perform in the last rounds. Khamzat has repeatedly said that he's very interested in what'll happen in the later rounds. He said that he dreams of fighting to the blood, such as his friend and sparring partner Alexander Gustafsson. Maybe Gilbert will fulfill the dream and give a very hard fight, which fans want too. That'll be the best option. So friends, very little is remaining before the battle, and I patiently wait for this crazy fight and the energy that Khamzat can bring with him.
I think he's very tough. I think he's very good, but let's be honest, he never seen no one on my caliber, grappling wise, jiu-jitsu, striking, speed, and a lot of attribute experience. I've been there many times in the UFC, title fights, main events. I think I have a lot of experience, and but still, I see that guy very, very tough, very, very dangerous. I don't take him very serious. For the perfect scenario, I would go there and take that guy out with a punch, boom, knockout. That was the perfect scenario. But I think it's gonna be a war. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I think that guy's a dog. He's gonna come hungry, excited, trying to put on a show, and so am I. And I think my arms raised. I don't know how. Maybe a submission, maybe a knockout, but I don't see a decision. I see or a knockout or a submission. Second round or third round finish.
When you look at Khamzat Chimaev, he's a tremendous wrestler. Of course, he's a good mixed martial artist. Knocked out Joe Mirachar, and I see him hitting pads. He's fast, he's good. But he's a wrestler first and foremost. And what a wrestler he is. As I said, he's taken everyone down with relative ease, right? There hasn't really been much opposition. That just shows how good his technique is. But do you want to take Gilbert Burns down? Do you want to take a guy that's one of the best in the world at jiu-jitsu, a former world champion, a guy that if you go down to the ground, you're now playing his game? Of course, it's mixed martial arts. You can punch, you can elbow, you can stand up and kick the legs and all this type of stuff. But still, it's still the world of the jiu-jitsu guy if you hit the ground. And it's interesting because is Gilbert Burns going to take Khamzat down? He's probably not going to be able to. Listen, if you set up the takedowns with shots, then you can get it nice and deep, and you time it well, you can take people down. But jiu-jitsu predominantly is an art for when you're on the ground. There is some takedowns that derive from judo and things like that, and there's some wrestling stuff, and there's double legs, but they don't specialize in that, okay? So jiu-jitsu guys are really good on the ground, but they're not good at getting it there. Khamzat specializes in an art which puts people to the ground. You can also use that to stay on your feet. You can use it for anti-wrestling or to defend the takedowns. So I think Gilbert may struggle to get Khamzat down to the ground. And what happens then? If Khamzat doesn't want to take him down and Gilbert doesn't want to, or can't get him down, should I say, then they're going to fight on the feet.
I wish them a good fight in the end, and may the strongest win. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a like, and thanks for watching.